How y'all doing out there today? All right. So this is Q&A with what is it? God Jesus, I be forgetting. No. All right. So this is live questions and answers with your CEO 3 times the real Elisa Applewhite, which is me. And this is episode number 74. Why is there a staffing shortage in healthcare, y'all? I'm about to give you 3 points on why there is a staffing shortage in healthcare. So, stick in for it. Hey y'all, hey family. I was trying to try something different, right? I'm trying to try something different. But anyway, welcome to the live 15-minute show. Let's throw the thumbnail up because we work hard on it. All right, so 15-minute live Q&A with your CEO 3 times Elisa Applewhite, the real Elisa Applewhite. That's me, y'all, and I'm here to help answer your questions. So please keep sending them. All right, so let's go through this. Oh, we're gonna put time on the clock. Y'all gotta put the time on the clock because I'm doing 15 minutes a day for real. That says 12:17. So let's get it. All right. So why do we go live Monday through Friday, y'all? It's simple. People keep asking me questions. They DM me, they text me, they call me, ask me about healthcare staffing. They ask me about just running a business. They ask me about wealth building. They ask me questions about like my family, my kids. How do I do this as a mom? How do I do this as a wife, y'all? And I wish that I had the time to answer every question that I could potentially answer, but I can't. And I want to effectively give you answers that can help you along your journey in your life. So what I did was, boom, I said, I'm going to go live every day, except for Saturdays and Sundays, those belong to my kids, but you can catch a recording. So every day at 12 o'clock, catch me here answering your questions. So please keep sending in your questions so we can answer them, and then you'll get my view on the question. And this way you can have something that you can source back to when you need to. All right. So next question. Why do they call you CEO 3 times, y'all? Come on now. Y'all should know this by now, but I don't mind telling you over and over, right? It's practice for me, right? They call me CEO 3 times because we have 3 companies. My husband and I started top of the line healthcare staffing about 2.5 years ago, where we staff medical professionals in hospitals, doctors' offices, and nursing homes. Then we have TOTLH, Just Heart to Go Inc. This was established because we have a Heart to Go Gala every year where we celebrate medical professionals and give them the chance to tell their story, right? And to be awarded and appreciated, right, in the ceremony. So this created the Heart to Go Inc. TOTLH, Just Heart to Go Inc., which is our nonprofit because it helps us to take care of medical professionals holistically. Then we have our consulting company, the real Elisa Applewhite Consulting, right? This has brought you questions and answers, 15 minutes. This also has brought in you Beyond the Scrubs podcast, where we take everyday people like you and we just listen to your story and we get it out to the world so people can know what goes on in this healthcare universe, right? We also teach medical professionals how to be the best medical professional they can be. We have partnered with hospitals and nursing homes to help them learn how to retain their staff, give them some tactics there, right? So we can kind of decrease the shortage. And then we help everyday people like you build a healthcare staffing agency from ground to government. All right. So that is what we do with the Real Elisa Applewhite Consulting. It's just so much in there. Oh, the book. I cannot forget the book. Make the call to get the client. The book is officially out. Make sure you get your copy of your book. Those who ordered the book, it's coming. The copies are coming in the mail with a little surprise for being so patient for waiting. But yes, they are finally done. All right. And so we're going to get to episode number 73. Why is nursing staff? Oh, this ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. We did that yesterday. Let's see. There we go. So why is there a staffing shortage in healthcare? I felt like I answered this question before. But I just felt like I answered this question before, but maybe it wasn't same words or verbiage. So let's answer it. Why is there a staffing shortage in healthcare? I normally give 3 points that I believe to be true. So far, we got 11 minutes on the clock, so let's rock out. All right, so number one, the way people are managed. This is so important, y'all. You have to manage people and be positive. You cannot be negative managing people. I understand that it gets frustrating when people call out. I understand it gets frustrating when people don't follow exactly what they're supposed to do. I understand it gets frustrating from family members and patients consistently needing your attention as a manager. But you have to manage the medical professionals so they can stay. Because at the end of the day, the only one that's suffering is the patient. And I've been preaching this like medical doctors used to do in the past. And some of them may still do this presently, I'm not sure. Did it to me one time and never did it again. Throw clipboards at medical professionals, right? Or throw their cup of coffee across the room, or throw something at you like, hey, I know you hear me talking to you. Or say, I'm a doctor. Can you get out that seat so I can sit down and chart? Listen, y'all. You got to manage people right? You have to at least, at the minimum, I always say, rainbows, sunshine, unicorns, and ice cream. When you are managing people and when you're in the presence of people, no matter what your management skill is or style is, you have to remain positive, right? You cannot seem like you're defeated. I'm telling you from personal experience. I'm telling you as an owner experience. There were days when I knew I shouldn't have allowed my staff to see me cry, break down, like, man, what am I going to do? I knew it. But it was just, I just did it, right? And of course there is regrets. And I'm telling you as a person, I'm telling you as an owner, I'm telling you as a person that operated 230 medical professionals and 15 office staff, it gets very stressful. It gets so stressful. But you have to learn how to manage people. And the best way you can manage people is remaining in a positive attitude, and not only just remaining in a positive attitude, but taking out some time for yourself to get to know your trigger points and what things is like a no and what things are okay. I can let that slide, that gray area. So why is there a staffing shortage in healthcare? It's the way people are managed, right? Most people leave because of treatment. People leave because of how they're being treated. How some people will say, I'm not a child. You're not going to talk to me like a child. Well, guess what? Some people need direct things, and you need to directly talk to them, but you don't have to directly talk to them in a manner which belittles them or make them feel less of, right? You should never talk to anybody in a manner that belittles them or make them feel less of. I'm not going to sit here and say I have never done that. I have done that. And I have apologized for the way that I've come off in the past as, look, either my way or the highway type stuff, right? It shouldn't be that way. People should have options. So make sure you are managing people with a positive attitude, and you're looking at the whole holistic view of that person before you come with any type of disciplinary action. Okay. But your KPIs is your KPIs. We talked about that already. All right. So number 2. Why is there a staffing shortage in healthcare? The decrease in pay, y'all, this is so true, right? So I traveled as a nurse for 7 years, and I was at one facility, and they kept saying, hey, we want you to come full time. We want you to come full time. And I'm like, all right, so I'll take it because, healthcare benefits were cheaper. I had a child that was sick at the time, so I needed like really good healthcare insurance that would pay for the bills that we were accumulating at the time. And I remember specifically going from like I don't know, $50 an hour. It was like $50 an hour, $52, something like that. All the way down to like 38. Because now I was a staff nurse. And so what I'm saying to you is the shortage is real, because it's like the pay goes down, but the responsibilities don't, right? And as a medical professional, especially in ICU, ER, not saying that other medical professionals don't have a stressful specialty, but I can only speak of the specialties that I have worked in. I've worked in everything except for labor and delivery, OR, consistently working throughout them in the whole 14-year plan. And I know for a fact that paying an ICU nurse $38 an hour is just not enough money, because one patient alone can have up to 6 or 7, up to probably 10 different drips, depending on what you're giving them, right? And that could be medical ICU. Let's not talk about the CVICU patients, right? Or the trauma patients. Let's not talk about that, y'all. So I think that, from my opinion, why is there a staffing shortage in healthcare? Because of the decrease in pay that they pay their staff, right? And this is what makes healthcare staffing look so appetizing, right? Not only do you get the higher pay, but you get the flexibility of schedule. You get to do this 13 weeks or 26 weeks. You can lock it in for 26 weeks, right? And you get to pick your own schedule. Sometimes the facility schedule you, right? You don't have to do no required overtime. Like, this is why healthcare staffing is so it looks so good to do as a medical professional nurse, especially after you've been a medical professional for a certain amount of years. Because if you are a good medical professional, no matter where you go and what facility you work in, you're still going to be that excellent medical professional, because your core mission is the patient, right? You really, truly care about the patient. And when you care about the patient, you just like, look, I'm pouring all my love into this patient. I'm pouring all my love into this facility. I'm pouring all my love into these employees. Like, when I come and I hit the scene, we all family here. We're taking care of people, and we go home to take care of our own family, right? If you know that your ability to bring people together, if you know your ability to save lives, then you just like, I know my ability to get paid, and what you're offering me is not enough, right? So you can do that anywhere, right? You can do it anywhere. So definitely one of the things I think for sure there is a shortage in healthcare is because there's a decrease in pay of official staff. And then that also decreases the pay of healthcare staffing people, right? But I'm just going to say this, right? If most contracts that the facilities sign with the clients are a year or 2 years, or sometimes 5 years, contracts depending on what type of contract you sign. So when staffing agencies hit me with, oh, the pay went down, it just depends on how down the pay went and how far I want to play this game with you as a travel nurse, because I already know how that works right in the back of the scene. So definitely y'all question that a little bit. Just question it a little bit. You might get a little bit extra money, but I know that it's very discouraging to try to get a full-time job somewhere and try to belong somewhere full-time. And you look at the pay and you're just like, man, I can't even feed my dog with this pay. This is ridiculous for the amount of work and stress that they can give you. And the type of stress that they can give you can cause you to have health problems, right? It's a lot to deal with in healthcare, especially in our most critical units. Definitely, right? Again, not trying to downplay any other units. I'm just saying. I've worked ICU, I work med surg, I work psychiatric, and I'm sorry, but y'all, ICU is more stressful. They may look like they sit down a lot, but a true ICU nurse, they are trying to figure out ways to decrease these drips so they can get their patients back to stability and offer this ventilation, offer this breathing tube, so they can potentially get them back living. And they have to make a decision. If this is not working, what's next, right? What is next after ICU? What's next, right? All right. So That is the second thing. And then the third thing, the demands of the job. See, I said it already. I ain't even had to go to it. The demands of the job. If you have one patient, right, and ICU nurse, they get usually a max of 2 patients, depending. Now you can get a max of 3 patients if they're not on ventilators, right? Normally when you get a ventilator patient, it's 2 max that you get. But if they are not on ventilator, they can pop you with 3 patients in the ICU. But still, you have the drips that you have to hang. Not only do you got the drips that you got to hang, but it can be, again, you can hang 10 different drips. You have to know what drip is compatible with what line, what drip cannot go into certain areas. And then if you don't have the central line, and they usually pop in central lines when you go to ICU because they know the particular medications they give you, but then you got to monitor that central line and make sure that patient's not septic. You got to make sure, again, the medication is going into the correct line, and making sure they are not mixing with each other so it can be still compatible for that patient. You got to know what medication activates another medication. So if you walk in the room and you take an assignment, you looking at all your drugs and all your lines to make sure that the person that you just took a report from, right, and hopefully they're there with you, that everything is flowing like it's supposed to flow and not stopping it from working, right? Like if this medication work, it just makes it totally ineffective, and it's just like water going into somebody's veins, right? Not only that, but you got to go to your procedures with your patients. If you got procedures with patients, you got to go directly with them. Like you can't leave them, right? And then you have to worry about the ventilator. You got to see if this is the right rhythm that they're on. Are they breathing right? Are these the right monitor numbers that they're working on? You always looking at their hearts. You always looking at their blood pressure. It's consistent monitoring. So it's like, yeah, I might got 2 patients, but it's a lot of stuff that I have to do. And not only talk about that, but you got to do the whole total care of the patient. You still got to bathe the patient. You got to change the patient. You got to turn the patient. Like they do it all. So that can be a lot on anybody. And I have a different respect for ICU nurses since I've been in the ICU for about 6 years. And I've done different ICUs. So I just have a different respect for them. I don't feel like they're lazy anymore because every time you go up there and you're transferring them from like a tele floor, med surg floor, you're just like, oh, they ain't got nothing to do. But they do. They do. So shout out to my ICU nurses. So the demands of the job, right? So that's what happened. Oh, it just went off. I just turned it off. All right. So the demands of the job. Why is there a staffing shortage in healthcare? Because of demands in the job. If you listen to that, that's a lot to demand on one person, y'all. All right. So let's go over this quick. Why is there a staffing shortage in healthcare? The way people are managed. 2, the decrease in pay. And 3, the demands of the job. All right, y'all. I want to make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms. Here we go. Where are we? There we go. Hey, y'all. All right. Follow me on all social media platforms. The Real Lisa Applewhite. Go like my YouTube channel now. Like, don't wait. Like, go like it now. Like, right now. So go like the YouTube channel, definitely. Make sure you like my Facebook page, right? The Real Lisa Applewhite. Y'all, let's grow these numbers so we can get these videos out. I looked the other day, we got like 360 something videos on YouTube, y'all. I'm giving you information, and I need for you to utilize it so you can make your life better or your family's life better. All right, y'all. So I always end it like this because this is just who I am. I love you. Don't even know who you are. Have no idea sometimes of the people that join these calls, but I just want you to know that somebody loves you today, and it's the Real Lisa Applewhite. And I'm so glad that you woke up. I'm so glad that you're breathing. I'm so glad that you're not giving up. I'm so glad that you're pushing through. But I promise you, there is not a single soul in this world that loves you as much as your creator. So I'm telling you right now, you need to go out and build a relationship with your creator, because there's not a description. There's not a man alive to explain it. There's nothing in this universe that can explain the relationship that you have between you and your creator, and the endless love, right? No matter what you do, endless love that your creator has for you. All right, so definitely go out there and form a relationship with your creator. Let's see the comments, because y'all know I like to do comments. Somebody gave me a heart. Hey Brianna, congratulations. Congratulations on your notary services. I've seen that. I'm so proud of you. It's just crazy because when I met Brianna, she was a little girl. She was like my daughter's age, like she was 3, and she's like a whole grown up and married and everything. But I'm so proud of her. I am so proud of her. She is really a true God-fearing woman. So let's look at the comments. Brianna here, we love you. See, I love you to death. I'm telling you, I love you to death. It's just crazy because I every time I look, I'm like, look at Bree. Bree's like a whole grown up and she's successful. She's a lawyer. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is what God does for you. A God-fearing mom, like a God-fearing mom that always took me to church. Every time I seen her mom, she would be like, are you looking for a new husband? So that's me and her brother. Me and Brianna's brother has been best friends since I know I was like 12 or 13. And her mom used to always say that to me. Rest in peace, Mom. Love you forever. She used to always say, you're looking for a man. She's always looking for a man. And I had a chance to say, Mom, I found my man. I finally found him. I did some wrongs, but I found him. But I love you, sis. Thank you too. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share. Make sure you go like my YouTube. All right, y'all. Again, y'all have a blessed day. Stay blessed. Remember, go build that relationship with your creator. It's the only one that's going to deal with your mess. I'm just telling you. Really. Really. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Oh, wait. We ending it with what? I don't end it like this. Let's end it with this one. Healthcare is affected by everything, right? You could be walking and have a stroke or have a heart attack. Now you are in the healthcare system, right? You can just all of a sudden start having mental issues and now you're in the healthcare system, right? You could be minding your business and somebody can come in and shoot you or hit your car or something like that, and now you are in the healthcare arena. And this is why healthcare is so important to me, because to me it matters who's at the bedside, right? So I always say to people, it doesn't matter to me that I have a nurse that say, hey, I'm a nurse or I'm a CNA, and they show up at the building, right? That doesn't show me their integrity. Their integrity, their accountability, their professionalism, it shows when the door is closed. That is how you know how true a person is to their mission of being a healthcare professional, right? It's how they treat the patients with the doors closed. And my goal is to help to educate healthcare staffing owners and also medical professionals and again hospitals on how to help medical professionals get back to that mindset of how to treat people when the door is closed.